Hello and welcome to Cornwall and Andy's Cornish Creations. In this video I'm going to be turning a triangular pen. I have a blank of wood that's about 4 inches long, about 100 millimeters, and it's about an inch or 25 mil square. And I'll be turning it down to round, and the finished dimension of the round will be about just under 3/4 of an inch, about 17 to 18 millimeters. I'm mounting it between centres, so I put the bushings at each end, and just mounted it with a dead centre at the headstock end and a live centre at the tailstock end. A nice simple way of turning. There I've got my 3/8 inch spindle gouge. It's running at about 500-600 revs, and shortly I'll be turning it up to about 1,000 revs. The smaller the piece that you're turning, the slower it goes in effect. If it's a large piece, then you've got it running 1,000, then it'd be spinning around really quickly. But with it only being small, it spins a little bit slower. Just working it down to round. And with this one, because I'm going to turn it into a triangle, I want it quite bulky in the middle. So normally for a pen this would look a bit too chunky, but of course once I've put the flats on it, it's going to take a lot of the timber out of it again. But the ends have still got to be taken down to the bushings so that they fit nicely against the cap and the nib. Just working it down to the bushing. This is a piece of Padouk, which is a nice hardwood, and it always polishes up nicely. So that's about the dimension that I want. Now I've marked 3 lines, so I've split it up in sort of circumference into 3, and I've put 3 lines on, and in between those 3 lines I want to make it flat. Here I've got I think they call it a finger file, so it's a electric file, and it saves a lot of work. But you could do this equally the same with a standard hand file, or even you could do it with a hand plane if you prefer doing everything by hand. You just have to mount it in in a vise and playing it down. But this is nice and quick and easy. The only thing you have to watch out for, you don't want to take it down any further than the lines that you've drawn on the sides, but also you don't want to take it down any further than the where I've turned down to the bushings, because that's where the cap and the nib fit. And if you took it down lower than that, then it'd be a bad fit on the nib, and also you could expose the brass tube inside. You just want to smooth out that slope there. It's a bit harsh at the moment. I just want to make it a bit finer. Now on with 120 grit sandpaper. There's not a lot of sand into this because it's Padouk's nice wood to turn, so it's not too rough when it's finished with the tooling. The dust from the Padouk is very orange. And then I have to do the flat areas by hand, and I'm sanding it along the grain so they don't get any nasty scratches. And as you see there, I've got a piece of wood behind the sandpaper so it keeps it a little bit flatter, so as not to round over the corners too much. Now I'm down to 320 sandpaper, and you can see already there's a nice little shine, and then this is a bit of 600 grit wet and dry, because I'm not putting too much onto this wood with regards to a finish. I want it to feel a bit more natural, so I'm doing as much polishing as I can with the sandpaper. And there I've got some micro crystalline wax, which is supposed to be quite good when polishing something that's going to be handled a lot. So I can do a bit of polishing with the lathe on at the ends where it's round. But then I need to do the flat parts by hand. And it's already got a nice shine on it, so I don't have to do too much work to it. Buff it up with a rag. And now assembly. I'm assembling it with using the lathe to press it together, if you notice at one end there I've left the bushing on, and that helps, there's less chance of damaging the wood at the end if you leave the bushing in. I'm just pushing the cap end on and making sure that the clip is nicely centered on the flat area. It's a really simple kit, this, to put together. Just the cap at one end with the clip, and then the nib at the other end. And the nib unscrews as well to take the cartridge. There, just unscrew it. Put the ink cartridge in with the spring at the front end, and then just screw back on the nib. Nice and simple. Great beginner's kit, actually. Much easier than trying to do a slimline kit, because there's only one piece, and the assembly is really easy. And it's a nice click function on this kit. So there we have it. A nice looking pen, and very different, because it's triangular. Makes it a little bit different. This video's not been so much about how to make a pen, but it's more about just thinking outside the box and making the body of the pen, the wooden part, a little bit different. And yeah, I like this design. It works really well, and it doesn't roll off the can't roll off the table or anything. So so that's good. This is the kit is, hopefully you can see that. The kit is a ProCraft kit, and from here in the UK, and it's the Atom 2 kit, and it's a click pen, and it's got a really nice mechanism, and this is the gunmetal kit, and there's also gold and chrome. I'm not sure about any others, but there you go anyway. But check on the ProCraft site if you're interested. And the reason I picked this kit in particular for doing this one is because of it's a single piece, so slimline kits don't really work doing this, because it's in two parts with the joint in the middle. This is a nice long tube, so you can use a decent piece of timber for doing this, which what you need really, because you need it to be quite large to be able to flatten those areas off. So anyway, check out that site, and great kits that John has, and yeah, and as I say, this is not a video about making pens. If you want to see someone making pens, then pop over to Wouldn't It Be Nice and have a look at Hugh Davis's videos, because if you want to learn how to make pens, then he's the guy to watch, not me. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. This is a piece of Padouk as well, by the way, which always looks nice, and I like it. And I had got the right dimension blank to be able to make this, because it does need to be a little bit on the larger side. But anyway, yeah, I hope you liked it. If you did, give it that thumbs up, share if you can, and if you haven't subscribed, if you could do that'd be fantastic. And please leave a comment. I always enjoy reading the comments, yeah, really much. So from it has rained a little bit this morning. We haven't had any for a long time here in Cornwall. So from a little bit of a damp morning here in Cornwall, my name's Andy Paramore, this is Andy's Cornish Creations, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.